again, everybody. Corey Macklin at ringside. Another big day of USWA Championship Wrestling. What a big one we've got for you today. Dave Brown has the day off. He's on vacation. What a lineup. Brian Christopher, he's going to be here in the opening bout today. Then we'll see Ron Oakes. He's a newcomer in the USWA. Heard a lot about him. He's in a single bout. Moondogs, Rich and Leah have them out here for tag team action. We'll see Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert against Tony Falk. That'll be a good single bout. And Jerry the King Lawler is on the card today. And we've got a six-man tag to the expiration of time. On one side of the ring, you got Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry, and Victor Rivera. Their opponents will be Psycho, Man of the 90s, and Jeff Daniels. All of that, plus much more, as usual. Another great day of USWA action. We'll take a break, and we'll do it all coming up. Stay with us. Steele, along with referee Kevin Christian, and he's waiting his opponent, Brian Christopher, soon to come into the area, the holder of the heavyweight title. There he is, running that big mouth of his, and he's scheduled here today against T.D. Steele. Christopher out with both of those titles he's got, the Southern Heavyweight Championship and the Texas Heavyweight Championship as well, and Christopher kind of walking around the ring and running that mouth. He's some kind of cocky. I tell you, he's got T.D. Steele here today. 1 ball, 15-minute time limit. Our opening bout here today on USWA Wrestling. Started things, and Brian Christopher gets his belt off, hands it over to the referee, Kevin Christian. And we're just about to get things underway. Referee says, ring the bell. And get the there we go. Christopher Steele. 1 ball, 15 minutes in time. T.D. Steele. Ready to go. Christopher tangled up, and Christopher backs him up against the rope. Trying to get a break there. Oh, he slapped T.D. He backed him up against the ropes and had a break and just hauled off and slapped T.D. Steele. T.D.'s complaining to the referee about the break in there. Yeah, Christopher said that's what he's hit board for. Trying to insult T.D. Steele. Grabs the arm of Steele and twisted that arm of T.D. Steele. Christopher holding on. T.D. catches him with a big elbow. Knocks Brian Christopher down. A good move by T.D. Steele to get out of that hole. He caught him with an elbow, kind of went around there, and caught Christopher right in the jaw there and sent him down. Christopher Steele tangled up again. Christopher twisted that arm again. That same hole he had T.D. in, and T.D. reverses it. Steele reverses the hole. Oh, look at Christopher there now. Going to work on T.D. Steele. Follows down with a big knee on Steele, right in the back of the neck there. Sets T.D. up and body slams him down. Brian Christopher going to work now on T.D. Steele. Started off with a few wrestling moves in there and has almost ended up now with Christopher just working T.D. Steele some kind of over. Takes T.D., sets him up, picks him up in the air, just holding on to Steele and follows down with a big slam on him. And he doesn't go for the pin cover. He had a pin cover. The head still down. Could have got the 1, 2, 3 in there. And Christopher that's still going to work on T.D. Steele. Picks T.D. up, backs him up, and whips him into the ropes now. A big drop kick. A big one from Brian Christopher. There he is, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, and he is just working T.D. Steele over, some kind of over today. And Steele's trying to get on his feet. Christopher just blows him up against the turnbuckle. Going to work on T.D. Steele. Takes T.D., whips him into the turnbuckle. Big foot from Brian Christopher. What a big one. Well, you got to give it to this guy. He's cocky, but he can wrestle. Some kind of tough wrestler, and he is the holder of the Southern Heavyweight title. And he has just worked T.D. Steele over. Started off at about 30 seconds into the bout as wrestling, and now Christopher is just going to work on it. Whips T.D. into the rope. Steele comes off with a pretty good move there by T.D. Steele. Oh, Christopher counters and just lays Steele out. Brian Christopher sets T.D. Steele up for that move. Boy, neck break in there. Just snapped his neck down on the back of his shoulder. There's T.D. Steele. And Brian Christopher started at one time there to climb the rope. Gets back into the ring. Picks T.D. Steele up. Just slams him down. There's Christopher now climbing the middle rope. He's up on the top rope. He's up there. There he is. And Christopher falls down on Steele. Got a pin cover. Two. He got it. Well, Brian Christopher gets the win over T.D. Steele in there. And he is the Southern Heavyweight Champion. Kind of flips over the top rope there now, and we're going to see if we can get a word from Mr. Christopher. He'll talk to us. I know he always is running his mouth, and he's always got conversation, so we're going to give him your time.
Always running my mouth, huh?
Yeah, you are. We're going to let you run.
You better watch your mouth.
Well,
if you got something to ask me, ask me.
You've got an opponent. Ron Oates coming up this week, and he's ready for you. He's going to be the challenger for that Southern Heavyweight title.
Ron Oates. This must be a joke. I ain't never heard of no Ron Oates.
Well, about 2 months ago, no one ever heard of Brian Christopher.
Well, about 3 months ago, nobody ever heard of Corey Macklin. And I bet you now they wish they never had. I have never heard of no Ron Oates.
Well, he's going to be the challenger for the Southern Heavyweight title coming up.
Well, I'll tell you what. Big Ron Oates, small Ron Oates, whatever they bring out there to me, it's just going to be like all the rest. Like Tom Pritchard, big shot from Texas. Like Billy Joe Travis, little sissy boy with a guitar. Anybody that steps in there with me, they go down. And this Ron Oates, when he gets there, I'm going to slap him around the ring, just like I do all the rest.
I don't...
Yeah, I am.
You really are the punk they said you were.
Who's this? Is this Ron Oates?
That's Ron Oates. He's going to challenge you for that Southern Heavyweight title. Big guy, too. He's going to challenge you for it and may take it away from you, too.
That big guy right there is Ron Oates?
That's Ron Oates. He's got a single bout here today. He's coming up right now. We're going to see him in the ring now. Dave is not here. If you want to sit at the desk here and watch him.
Well, that's Ron Oates, huh?
That's
right
Ron
there.
Oates. That's Ron
Huh.
Oates.
Well, yeah, I'll sit. Let me watch it. Let me sit right here.
You can sit as long as you'll act right. We'll be glad to have you here at ringside, and you can get a chance to watch Ron Oates in action against Chris Frazier, his opponent. And as soon as Chris gets in, we'll have a 1-fall, 15-minute time limit. There's Ron Oates.
How much does Ron Oates weigh? How much does he weigh? Do you know that?
I don't know the weight on him, Brian, but
well, how tall is this guy right here?
Big guy, Ron Oates, tangling up with Chris Frazier here today. Big Frazier,
yeah, that was
slams him down.
Nice slam there. I could have done better myself.
Well, look at this. Ooh. He's certainly impressive at our first look at him on USWA.
Oh, my
what
God.
a drop kick. He can get up in the air there, too, on Frazier.
Yeah, but I don't hope about that drop kick. He won't be putting on no Southern champion like myself. You see?
Drop the leg down on Frazier. I tell you, you better watch this guy, Christopher, because he's coming in for that Southern Heavyweight
I'm watching, but you know what?
You better make sure you watch.
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed.
I tell you.
Now that I see this punch, I'm not impressed.
He's covering him. 1, 2. He got him. 1, 2, 3. Ron Oates gets the win. And an impressive one. We've got to say, and you must say too, Brian Christopher, that it is an impressive win from Ron Oates. There he is, greeting the fans, and we'll be back. Let's take a break. We'll have more coming up on USWA
Only in his
Championship Wrestling. Only. USWA Championship Wrestling, and the Moondogs and Richard Lee. Here's Richard Lee. Moondogs are scheduled for a bout here today against Montana Miller and Jimmy Lamb. They're in the ring. Richard, where are the Moondogs? They're scheduled for a bout here.
The Moondogs are going to be here in just a minute. I just wanted to say something. All of this week, I've been in dinner meetings, I've been in board meetings and everything else with the officials from Global Wrestling. Mike Samples is probably one of the nicest people that I've ever had a chance to meet. Me and Mike were sitting the other night over dinner, and Mike said, Richard, I know that your dogs are the world champions. Your dogs have been the world champions for the last 6 months. We sit and we've watched them, and we know that by far and large, you have the toughest tag team in the world, in the history of professional wrestling. I said, Mike, I know that. He said, but Rich, there's one thing that bothers me. He said, week after week after week, we've seen you, hit these boys with chairs. We've seen you hit them with boards. We've seen you hit them with whatever. And I said, Mike, we do that, but the only reason we do that, if somebody comes at my dogs with a board, I say, hit them with a board. If somebody comes at my dogs with a trash can, I say, hit them with a trash can. If they try to hit my dogs with a chair, I say, hit them with a chair. He said, yeah, but can they wrestle, Rich? I said, Mike, that's no problem. So what I promised Mike Samples I'm going to do today, we're fixing to put on a wrestling clinic for these people in this audience today. What you're fixing to see, you're going to see my dogs come out here and put on figure 4 leg locks. They're going to do suplexes. They're going to do high-flying maneuvers. They'll be coming off the top rope. But they're going to give these 2 boys right here a clinical wrestling lesson. This is basic. This is beyond basic. This is professional wrestling at its finest, scientific, just like my dogs always try and do, and that's what we're going to give you right now, so y'all just pay attention to this.
Well, that'll be today, I guarantee you that. When you see the Moondogs come out here without a chair, a trash can, or a board or anything, and Richard Lee's got them out here, well, they're not bringing anything with them, but there they go into the ring. Well, it's down at... Now, Richard, you said it's going to be a wrestling clinic. This is a brawl. This is not a wrestling clinic. This kind of stuff. Now, I haven't seen not one wrestling hole.
They were trying to pull stuff out.
No, they didn't.
Now, watch it. Did you see that move?
Big power slam. Yep. It was a good move, Richard, but he's got a pin cover. He gets the three and it'll be over with.
Watch Spot here. Did you see how Spot did that? He just set his man up. Got him ready. Now watch this fine move right here.
Now, hey, take him, man. Just whipped him to the rope. What a clothesline. I saw it, Richard, but it's not a wrestling clinic. This is some kind of wild street ball these guys are doing here. Yeah, I hadn't seen one yet. I hadn't seen a suplex or a step over hole or anything. Yeah.
You see him suplex him right
He threw him over the top rope. Why is that much top?
Did you notice that? That was great. That guy went so high that his own momentum carried him right over there.
No, it didn't. He just threw him over.
Boys. Good move. Good move.
Richard Lee and these Moondogs out here.
I think he's fixing to set him up for a figure 4 here at any time now.
This is what you call brawling. This is not a wrestling clinic.
There's the scientific move. Watch that. Did you see how he used his own momentum, Corey, just to throw him right back in the ring?
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you.
That's learning the man's balance.
Everybody knows
it's being able just to go in and put him in.
Yeah, there's Moondog spot up on. I don't like it.
Watch this move.
Comes down on that young man. He's got to
see how he flew. That's one of those high flying maneuvers that Joyce there's so much of that.
All right, that's the 3.
Get him out of here. I think it's great.
Okay, yeah.
Now, you have to admit, right?
It was not
great. Even though you are one of the most finest dancers, you have to admit, was that or was that not one of the finest exhibitions of scientific
It was not.
you've ever seen?
It was not.
It was not.
It was not. Now, get you guys to take them out of here, Richard. They won the bout. Take them out of here. Come on now, get them.
All right, let me see what I can do here.
Get them out of here. Let's get the show going. Let's go to a break. Let's go to a break. With Bert Prentice and Mike Samples from the Global Organization, and Eddie Gilbert is scheduled for a bout here today on USWA Wrestling, and we're waiting for Eddie. I didn't know that you all were even scheduled here today to be here.
The chairman of the board always goes first. Don't you know anything?
No, I don't know that.
First off, I'd like to thank everybody for coming here today, and well, we have a little surprise here. We brought one of our associates, Mr. Lee Womack. Come on out, Lee. Now, he's got some free gifts, some little giveaway items for the nice people in the crowd. Can you go ahead and take care of that for us? Give those away. Let the people see we're here We're good guys. We're nice people. We got some gifts for them.
What is he passing out over there is what I want to know.
That's none of your business, Corey. They're just some very expensive gifts. Yeah. I personally, first of all, would like to thank all of the fans here in the USWA, soon-to-be global area. What a great reception we have received these past few weeks. These are the greatest wrestling fans in the world, and we're here to serve you, people. We love you. We make our living by professional wrestling, and we know that the fans are the most important ingredient, and the greatest fans are here, and I just want to say thank you for making us feel so welcome.
Well, Bert Prentice and Mike Semple from the Global Organization, and is that all you all got to say today?
Well, as a matter of fact, Corey, I have a couple of things I'd like to say.
Go ahead.
First off, let me clear up a little misunderstanding. I think Jerry Lawler is an excellent wrestler. I think Jerry Lawler is a champion that has served this area very well. Over the years, Jerry Lawler has taken on opponents, never backed down from anybody, and as you know, and as everyone here knows, Jerry Lawler has rarely met an opponent that even gave him very much trouble. But here in the USWA, this is sort of a smaller pond, I guess. It's not the big pond. And, the world champion in USWA, Jerry Lawler, he's okay for this small area, but he's not a national spokesman, not like we could use.
He's the unified world heavyweight champion.
He's not a global champion.
There is a difference. Now, let me explain it. Maybe this, maybe you'll understand this way. When Nike decided to get a spokesperson that the whole world would recognize and use, they didn't come down and pick Jerry Lawler, did they? No, they picked Michael Jordan. Chrysler, when they needed a real leader, they didn't ask Jerry Lawler to be their leader. They got Lee Iacocca. And that's what we're talking about. Lawler has been a good leader for this area, but his time has passed. You understand? It's over. I mean, how many more matches can he have, We're looking for bigger and better things, and quite frankly, Eddie Gilbert is bigger and better.
Yeah, well, there's the king right there, Jerry Lawler, and
What we're trying to make clear is we know we have the better champion. We have the global champion. What's he doing out here?
Well, Corey, as I said, Jerry Lawler is a very good champion.
Good to see you, my friend.
He's the USWA champion.
We're friends. You can shake my hand.
No, I don't want to shake your hand any more than you want to shake my hand. You guys keep coming out here, and you keep running off at the mouth, and it's so obvious what you're trying to do. Now, everybody realizes that this scam that you all are trying to pull. You want to come out here and you want to glad mouth everybody. You want to try to pretend to be everybody's friend. Now you're even you're passing out trinkets here, trying to bribe the people into thinking that this global organization is coming in here trying to do somebody some favors. That's not the case. You're not trying to do anybody any favors. You're not trying to help anything here. You're not trying to make a better situation out of what we got here. You're interested in one thing. You're interested in taking over the USWA and having it, you would forget that. It'd just be global wrestling. There wouldn't be any more wrestling on a weekly basis like we've always had here. There wouldn't be a live TV show like we had here. And the reason, look at you. You stand there and you know that's the truth. Now, do you not know that's the truth or not? Am I telling the truth or not? Just tell me.
Jerry, didn't we discuss this about 2 weeks ago, right here? Didn't we discuss it?
Yeah, we sure did. And about 2 weeks ago, you stood right out here and lied to everybody. Now, why don't you got an opportunity right now, why don't you tell them the truth? Tell them what you and this big jerk right here are trying to do. You're trying to take over this organization.
First off, I'm a businessman, Jerry Lawler. But premier, I'm a man. And I'm not going to stand here and be insulted, and I'm not going to let you put your hands on me. So keep your hands off of me. I'm here to do business.
Let me just say this. You look like a real fancy businessman with your little suspenders here and your nice little shirt, but you're a pretty big boy. Why don't you just put your money where your mouth is? Why don't you put up or shut up? If you really want to take over something, why don't you yourself...
Hey, now, come on now. We don't want any confusion out here, Mr. Samples. That's right. Now, hey.
You're playing in his hand. Don't do that. You're the buzz, though.
Yeah.
Leave the wrestling to our champion. Let me show you. Let me say something, Corey. I did not start this. I came out here to be a businessman and to discuss business. I didn't start this little argument here with Jerry Lawler.
No. Oh, you didn't start it? You didn't start it, did you? Well, what about if I start it like that?
Whoa! Hey! All right, hey, come on. Come on now. There, Eddie Gilbert. Well, King, let's... What do you mean, British?
You're going to be sued over this. I'm going to own everything you got, Jerry Lawler. That was wrong. You can't go around hitting civilians. This man is an idiot. He is out of control, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to get him out of here. Now you're making it personal, my friend.
Well, it's always been personal to me when you're trying to take over this organization because, you know, it's not a lie. You know it's not a lie. You know it's the truth. Now, come on, Mr. Mike Samples, Mr. Big Businessman, with your suit and tie and your suspenders. If you want to do something about this wrestling organization, you're right. I'm sick of businessmen. I'm talking about wrestling and wrestlers. Get up in the ring, all three of you right now. We'll settle this little takeover right now if you want.
Well, the King invited Eddie Gilbert, Mike Samples, and Bert Prentice to come over to the ring now. Eddie Gilbert is over here talking to Samples, and Mike Samples goes heading out of here, along with Bert Prentice and Eddie Gilbert behind him. And I don't know what Gilbert has said, but Mr. Samples and Mr. Prentice go walking out of here, and there's the King in the middle of the ring waiting for him there. And I don't know where they went, King. They just went walking out of here. Eddie Gilbert said, hey, let's get out of here. So we've got this word from the USWA. We've got Eddie Gilbert in the ring after this. The USWA Wrestling Academy. If it's your dream to join the top stars in professional wrestling, if it's your ambition to climb into the squared circle, if all you've been waiting for is a chance to learn pro wrestling, now the USWA Wrestling Academy is underway. Fitness Trainers Gym in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Personal instruction in bodybuilding, weight control, health, nutrition, and personality projection. Learn to be a professional wrestler taught by the top stars in the USWA. Send us a address stamped envelope to USWA Wrestling Academy, P.O. Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee 37077. Learn with the best, the USWA. All right, okay, there's Tony Falk in the ring along with referee Frank Morrell, and his opponent is on his way over here. You got Tony Falk.
Why didn't Jerry Lawler try to pick on a real man, huh?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the King's certainly not stepping down from you. Eddie Gilbert climbs up on the canvas, and we're about ready to go. Global heavyweight champion, Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert. Tries to walk like the King and act like the King. This guy, I tell you. Yeah, well, give them to the man there, and let's get the bout started. Talking about those sunglasses. There goes a row there, Eddie Gilbert, and Tony Falk is his opponent. This will be a good single bout. 1 fall, 15 minutes in time. Thank you for joining us for USWA Championship Wrestling. And Gilbert backs Falk up against her. Oh, Tony comes back with a right hand. Sends Eddie Gilbert down. And Gilbert is stunned, but I tell you, you better not take Tony Falk lightly. He's complaining to referee Frank Morrell about the right fist of Tony Falk. Yeah, well, I saw it, Eddie. It was a clean hand there he hit you with. Yeah, open hand from Tony Falk on Eddie Gilbert, and Gilbert is complaining about it. Good takedown from Tony. Nice move. Oh, he said he pulled his hair. This Gilbert, I tell you. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert, the global heavyweight champion. And as we've said, this guy has tried time after time and for so long to pattern himself after the King. Goes after Tony Falk. Takes Tony now. Reversal here. Falk with Gilbert into the turnbuckle. Big backdrop on him. Takes him down. Good move. Tony Falk, what a move. Going to work on Eddie Gilbert, and Gilbert just kind of stretched around out on the concrete floor. Oh, he said he pulled his tight. No, I didn't see that. Good move from Tony Falk in there to take Gilbert down, and Gilbert is screaming, he pulled my tights, he pulled my hair. Just any excuse will work. Any damn do for Eddie Gilbert. Still over in the ring, screaming he's the world champion. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. Tony Falk, 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. It's underway today on Championship Wrestling, and Falk going to work on Gilbert, whips him into the rope. Eddie Gilbert comes off with a big right hand in there and sends Tony Falk down. Double up right fist from Eddie Gilbert, sends Tony down, and he's going to work on Tony Falk. Gilbert said open hand now. The double up right hand is what it was. Got Tony Falk over on the middle rope, choking Tony there now. Gilbert setting Tony Falk up here for something. Oh, DDT on Tony Falk. Gilbert with a good move in there. He got to give it to him. He took Tony Falk down on a DDT, rammed him right into the mat. Flip Falk over. Oh, he followed the right hand and missed. Tony Falk on his feet now, going to work on Gilbert. He's got Eddie Gilbert in the corner. Right hand on Gilbert. Another right from Tony Falk. Takes Eddie Gilbert, whips him into the turnbuckle. Tony went in and nobody home. Tough luck for Tony Falk in there, and Gilbert drops down on that leg. And again he does. Just a series of elbows dropping down on that leg of Tony Falk. Looks like he's going for a figure four here now. Yep, he does. He's been using that figure four ever since he's been back in the USWA. Since he's been off, looked like he's learned a new hold here, and it has really been powerful for him, too, and Tony Falk submits to him. Falk gives up, so Eddie Gilbert gets the win, and Falk submits to that figure four leg lock. Now, Gilbert won't let him go. Referee Frank Morrell tells him, hey, let him go. He won the bout. It's hard to get out of that figure four of Eddie Gilbert. The only way really to get out of it is to reverse it. Oh! He shows Frank Morrell, and Frank's warning him now. Yeah, well, you pushed him first. Now, Gilbert, you won the bout. You can get out of here now. Had that figure four leg lock on Tony Falk, and Tony Falk submitted to that hold. So Gilbert is the winner of the bout. The global heavyweight champion. We've got more after this. Back on USWA Championship Wrestling. Thank you for tuning in and joining us for the only live wrestling show in the country. Let's take a look at the card. Something coming up this Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, USWA Championship Wrestling. A big night of action, too. Opening bout. You got Victor Rivera. I heard a lot about this gentleman. He's going to be teaming up a little later on today with Jeff Jarrett and Eric Embry in a six-man tag. He'll be in the opener. Going against Psycho. A good opening bout to start things off. Candyman, Reggie B. Fine at the end, going against Jeff Daniels in a single bout with Dominique at ringside. Then Moondog Spike with Richard Lee will be at ringside there, going against Tony Falk. Another good single bout on the card. Flamboyant Eric Embry on the card. He'll be facing the man of the 90s with Lauren Davenport in his corner and Eric Embry and man of the 90s. That'll be a well of a single bout there between those two. Southern heavyweight titles at stake then. The Southern heavyweight champion, Brian Christopher, is going to defend that Southern title, but he's got Mr. Ron Oak, who had a surprise visit for Mr. Christopher in here a little bit early, and he's going to be challenging Brian Christopher for that Southern heavyweight title. Then, the World Tag Team titles are at stake. Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, Moondogs with Richard Lee defending those belts against Jeff Jarrett and pistol pass Watley. And Jarrett and Watley had the Moondogs going last week at the Mid-South Coliseum. They're going to have Eric Embry at ringside with them. He'll be there, you better believe, to take care of Richard Lee. Embry in the corner, Jarrett and Watley against the Moondogs with Richard Lee in their corner. Then, main event of the night. Unified World Heavyweight title versus the Global Heavyweight title. Jerry the King Lawler versus Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert. That's the main event Monday night. Mid-South Coliseum. 7 big matches on the card. Looks like a good lineup. Be there for the opening bout and see all of the action. Here is the Global World Heavyweight Champion, Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert.
You know, Corey, this is what it's all come down to. You know, we can go back to my childhood. We can talk about the days that watching Jerry the King Lawler come out here at that time, the self-proclaimed king of wrestling, being then the Southern Heavyweight Champion, his goal to be the World Heavyweight Champion. As we all know, he fought all the greats. Back then, the Falks, the Jack Briscoes, the Harley Races, the Sheiks, the Dicks, the Bruisers, and so forth. And, of course, the people like the fabulous Jackie Fargo. But you know, Corey, there comes a time when an era comes to an end, just like Muhammad Ali found out, just like Sugar Ray Leonard found out. Well, Jerry Lawler found his ultimate goal. He finally got that. He became not only just a world heavyweight champion, he did what any other world champion, any other company, and I'm not going to call any names, won't do. He went to world class, and he unified his title. He went to the American Wrestling Association for the rednecks out there, that means AWA, and he unified the world heavyweight title there. Well, then, another Tennessee boy came along and grew up and became a man. And that's the reason why I brought these magazines out here right now. And if we can, Coach, I don't know, you tell me, the directors up there, which camera we can get a shot of here. Let me show you the top 10 wrestlers in the world today. We can get a close-up right here. See where my finger's pointing? Number 6 in the world today is Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert. I don't see Jerry Lawler's name there anywhere. Then, about one more. Wrestler of the month. Wrestler of the month, Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert. Well, Jerry Lawler, the USWA, and the Global Wrestling officials this Monday night have finally come to terms. They have finally agreed on the disqualifications, on the pile driver is going to be legal, which I know. Oh, you're a big man. You gave a big pile driver to Andy Kaufman that killed him. And of course, you're great about pulling out chains. And of course, they said that I have protected my title on being disqualified because in the Global Wrestling Federation, I could keep my title on disqualification. Well, this Monday night, people, in Memphis, Tennessee, I want you to listen up and listen good. The Eddie Gilbert, Jerry Lawler feud era is coming to an end because I went off and I became a world heavyweight champion out of Tennessee. Jerry Lawler became a unified world heavyweight champion out of Tennessee. Well, this Monday night, one man, there won't be a disqualification. There won't be a holding up the belt. There won't be a double countout. One of us is going to walk out of the ring world heavyweight champion. And Jerry Lawler, your era, your day, your era of sitting on top of that throne and being the king is over. Because you can ask anybody out in Memphis, Tennessee, you can ask anybody in West Tennessee, Mississippi, Arkansas, anywhere. Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert is the new man in town. He is the man to take your place. Why in the hell would I want to be you? Why would you say I want to be you when I am ranked number 6 in the world? I am a world champion. And Corey, believe me, everybody out there, I'm bringing my grandparents, I'm bringing my mother, I'm bringing everybody from Lexington, Tennessee.
Intern awaiting his opponent. He's got a tough one, too. In the king, Jerry Lawler. There he is, climbing on the apron now, and we're about to get this one going. 1 ball, 15 minutes in time, and Lawler and the Intern. Single action today. King hands out that unified world title. Referee calls for the bell, and here we go. Immediately, Lawler's asking hey, what about that mask? Intern better try to watch out and possibly hold on to it in there. Lawler backs the Intern up against the turnbuckle. Here comes Bert Prentice and Mike Samples. I don't know what they're doing out here. No one certainly didn't invite you all. Yeah, well, Mr. Samples is sitting here at our table now. We don't need any interference in this bout. This is a single bout. The king against the Intern, and we don't need you guys interfering in this.
Tell Jerry Lawler that. Interference.
Yeah, well, he's got a bout he's scheduled for, and you all aren't scheduled to be out here.
Well, that's too bad. Mr. Samples does have something to say. Go ahead, Mr. Samples.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I'd like to say that I'd like to thank Eddie Gilbert for coming out. He's smart enough. He knows Jerry Lawler a little better than I do. I was about 2 seconds away from stooping to Jerry Lawler's level when Eddie Gilbert came out and reminded me that Jerry Lawler was only trying to create confusion and try to weasel his way out of the title unification match with Eddie Gilbert. And I think he might have succeeded if Eddie Gilbert hadn't come out here and calmed me down a little bit and asked me not to get in the ring and beat Jerry Lawler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll find out about that. You beating up Lawler, we'll have to see that day. Eddie Gilbert's got his hands full already with the king. And Lawler in the wing waiting on the Intern. The Intern almost lost his mask there. Mike Samples and Bert Prentice out here over here running their mouth, and
I don't understand what it is that makes this man so upset at us. We're here trying to help.
but he's trying to have a bout in here, Bert, and you guys keep coming out of here interfering in everything he does.
Business with you. For so many years, the fans here have been in the dark. The promotion hasn't been level with them. We do everything above board and on the table. We want the wrestling fans to know every move that's being made, and we're trying to better the sport throughout this area. Isn't that right, Mr. Samples?
Well, I think you've said it as it should be said. Corey Macklin, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Don't you think you should treat us with just a little more respect? We are the Global Wrestling Federation, and should something happen that maybe we gain power here, are you happy with your job, or are you not happy with your job?
Well, I'm happy with my job, and I certainly don't think I like it all working for you fellas.
It was just a question.
Yeah. Well,
Just a question.
that's just an answer for you there.
You know, Mr. Samples, Dave Brown's on vacation. I wonder if he appreciated the fact that you upgraded his airline tickets to first class. I'm sure he's been in his room by now and seen the great gift you left him.
Yeah.
Well, Dave deserved a good vacation, and we wanted to help him out a little. He has a pretty tough time here every week working with amateurs, and I felt it was our responsibility.
King still going after that mask of the Intern. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the commentary on the bout, and I'm going to just ignore you fellas because you're not talking about anything that's worthwhile. Lawler and the Intern are going after each other. 1 fall, 15 minutes in time, and the King has been trying to get that mask of the Intern off over there.
Well, Mr. Corey, there's really nothing worthwhile in the ring talking about, so I think the news about Global's a lot more important than this man in the purple trunks in there.
The King, the unified world heavyweight champion, tangling up with the Intern. Intern takes him and whips him into the turnbuckle, goes after him. Lawler moves, and he's set for the Intern. Intern just kind of staggers down to the mat. Lawler flips him over. Big right hand on the intern. King climbing the rope. Comes down on him. He's got a pin cover. 2, 3. How about it? Johnny the King.
I need to remind you that that's not Eddie Gilbert in the ring. That's the intern.
It's been great talking to you fans again. We'll see you all over the area.
Yep. There's the King, the winner. We've got to go. We'll be back. Stay with us. King Jerry Lawler, you're going to defend that unified world heavyweight title this Monday night against Eddie Gilbert.
Well, Corey, you know, I stood back there, and I watched the monitor, and I listened to Eddie Gilbert run his mouth. We've listened to Bert Prentice. We've listened to Mike Samples. We've seen Lee Womack out here handing out gifts. And I guess that they think that the intelligence level of the people here in Memphis, Tennessee is about that of plant life. Well, I got news for you. I've been all over, not just all over the country, Eddie Gilbert and Mike Samples, but I've wrestled all over the world. I've wrestled in Tokyo, Japan. I've wrestled in other countries. I've wrestled in every state in the Union. I've wrestled in Canada. I've wrestled in Mexico. I've been all over where they have wrestling. The King has been there, pal. And I got to say this. You know, Memphis, Tennessee, and myself and the USWA is not held in the highest regard around the rest of the world. Because most people, when you say Memphis, Tennessee, they think of some backwoods farmer out here plowing a field or something like that. That's what they think comes from Memphis, Tennessee. But I got news for you, Mike Samples, and you, Bert Prentice, and for you too, punk Eddie Gilbert. I'm proud to borrow a word that I don't like to use, but that Eddie Gilbert used out here. I'm proud as hell to be from Memphis, Tennessee. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I've had offers from every wrestling organization in the entire universe. I could be wrestling anywhere I want to today, but as you can see, I'm right here at WMC TV5 in Memphis, Tennessee, not because I have to be, but because I want to be. Do you understand that? Now, Eddie Gilbert, you started to give everybody a little history lesson about you're the kid from Lexington, Tennessee that grew up and became a man. Well, that's right. And I watched you growing up. And everybody out here watched you growing up. And as soon as you got able to climb in a ring, you started from day one to try to copy me move for move, step for step. And I'm going to tell a little bit of personal history here. A lot of people realize that Eddie Gilbert and Missy Hyatt were at one time married. That's right, Missy Hyatt, very pretty young lady. He and Eddie Gilbert were married one time, and do you know what? I got the strangest telephone call from Missy Hyatt one day, and you know what she asked me? She said, I know this is going to sound strange to you, but Eddie and I have been married about a year now, and you know, every night I put on a sexy negligee, and I fix my hair real nice, and I look at myself in the mirror and I think, yeah, I am one beautiful woman. That's what she told me. And I got to admit, Missy Hyatt looks real, real good. And she said that she would go into that bedroom, and in would come Eddie Gilbert, and he would look at her, and he would say, hang on, baby. And he would go over to the TV set and pop a cassette in the VCR, and he would lay there and watch videotapes of me wrestling. Now, Eddie Gilbert, that seems a little weird to me, pal. That seems a little strange to me. And Missy Hyatt went on to ask me if she could buy one of my crowns and give to Eddie for a birthday present, because she said it would be the greatest gift that he could ever get. So now you all know where the crown that Eddie Gilbert wears in the ring came from. It was my crown to begin with, just like this is my career, Eddie Gilbert. You can stand out here and tell everybody you want to that you don't want to be me, but we know the truth, pal. We all know the truth. You're so eaten up inside with it that you can't stand it. It consumes you because you've tried to copy me, you've tried to be a king, you've tried to use all my wrestling moves, you've tried to throw the fire, but through it all, Eddie Gilbert, you've come up just a little bit short. You've never been able quite to measure up to where the king is. You've never been able to do it, and you know it, and it's eating you up. Well, now, finally, Eddie Gilbert, Monday night comes the opportunity for your crowning achievement. Because you know, and for once you're right, if you're able to walk into that ring in the Mid-South Coliseum with your idol, the King of Wrestling, and walk out with not only your little rinky-dink global belt, but with this big unified World Heavyweight Championship belt, well then, Eddie Gilbert, you finally put that final feather in your cap. You've finally done what you've always wanted to do. You've finally taken the place of the King of Wrestling. But let me just tell you this, Eddie Gilbert. You and Mike Samples and Bert Prentice and everybody with the global organization are out here talking about my day is over and that I'm washed up. Well, let me just say this. The words of my demise are greatly exaggerated, pal, because I'm still here, and I'll be here Monday, and I'll be here next Saturday, and I'll be here, let's get this straight, for as long as I want to be. Do you understand that, Eddie Gilbert? Now, you have got your opportunity, one and one only. You're going to shoot your shot Monday night, and you better make it your best one, punk, because you ain't getting another shot at this world title. And that is a promise from the king, the one and only, the real king of professional wrestling, to the wannabe. Do you understand that, boy?
Jarrett the King Lawler, the unified world heavyweight champion. He's going to defend that title against Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert. And Gilbert best to be ready because the king is looking for him and he wants to hold on to that unified heavyweight title. All coming up Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Going to be title versus title, too. Must be a winner. Before we take a look at the out-of-town action, let's tell you, first of all, about the Battle Royal Baseball. Coming up this Friday night, 5:30, it's going to be at Tim McCarver Stadium. There's a look at the poster there. It's Battle Royal Baseball. You'll have Jarrett the King Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry, Cat Jarrett, Ron Oakes, Victor Rivera, Candyman, Tony Falk, all of them on one side of the team. Going against Eddie Gilbert, Moondog, Spot, Spice, and Cujo, all of the Moondogs. Richard Lee will be playing, Brian Christopher, Jeff Daniels, and Psycho. Can you imagine Psycho batting at the plate there? That's all coming up Friday, 5:30 at Tim McCarver Stadium. A big lineup, and immediately following that, at 7 o'clock, the Chicks will play Greenville. That's all coming up soon. Also, let's tell you about the action now coming up around the area. Starting this Thursday night. This Thursday usually is on Friday nights, but it's going to be this Thursday in Forest City, Arkansas, the Civic Center there. Those times 8 o'clock. You see the lineup, a big one, too. Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Candyman, Brian Christopher, Eddie Gilbert to be there, Eric Embry, all of them in Forest City, Arkansas again. It's this Thursday night, this Thursday in Forest City, Arkansas. Then, Championship Wrestling scheduled for Kennett, Missouri this week has been rescheduled for July 17th. There will not be wrestling this Friday night in Kennett, Missouri. It has been rescheduled for July 17th back in Kennett, Missouri. Remember that wild concession stand ball there, too. Friday night, June 19th, 8 p.m., Ripley, Tennessee, at the Ripley High School. This time it's going to be out at the football field there. The King, Jerry Lawler, be there. Also, Jeff Jarrett, Moondogs, Brian Christopher, Eric Embry, Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert, all lined up for Ripley, Tennessee. Friday, June 26th, 8 o'clock p.m. at Ripley, Mississippi there at the Ripley High School. Jeff Jarrett, the King, Jerry Lawler, Moondogs, Eric Embry, Eddie Gilbert, all lined up for Ripley, Mississippi. Friday, June 26th at 8 o'clock. Saturday, June 27th, Jonesboro, Arkansas, back at the Oroville Community Center. All of the USWA top stars are going to be there in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Hey, now, come on now, Eddie. Now, don't start none of that stuff out here. Now, hey, now, give me the crown, Eddie.
Real quick. I just want to come out here. All right, listen. Very quickly, I just want to set the record straight. Jerry Lawler was right. Missy Hyatt did buy a crown for me from Jerry Lawler. But you know what? You know how much she paid for the crown? $5,000, and that's the reason why I divorced the bimbo blonde, because she didn't know how much money she was spending, and she was an idiot. I don't need anybody to buy a crown. I'll take it myself. Right here is what I want to talk about. Friday night, after I become the new Unified World Champion, well, what I'm going to call my team are the Champs, and we're coming to Chick Stadium to kick all those good guys' booties.
All right, hey, all right. That's enough to get out of here with that. Yeah, we'll see. Eddie Gilbert out here, and we don't need any kind of stuff like that. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. Davenport is here. We were getting ready for the six-man tag action now.
Are you going to offer me a seat, Corey?
Yeah, have a seat. I'm glad for you to have a seat.
I'd like to come out here and talk to you a little bit.
Okay, well, have a seat. You can talk with us. Boy, am I popular today. Six-man tag team action. We've got us. Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry, and Victor Rivera. Oh, David out against Man of the Night, Psycho, and Jeff Daniels with Dominique and ringside. Hey, let me ask you while you're out here, what happened last week with you and Dominique? I think you all had a little confusion in your stable.
I came over here because I didn't even want to be around her. She's obese, she smells, and I just didn't even want to be near her.
Yeah, well, I guess that's our answer.
Talk to you a little bit about this global organization coming in.
I think it's horrible.
They've been really nice to me, and I'm looking forward to a takeover. I know you're probably worried about your job. I'm not, though.
So you're interested in going with those guys over at Global?
Oh, definitely.
Well,
I'm definitely going.
Yeah, well, Lord, that's what you want to do. Eric Embry and Jeff Daniels tangling up to start things off in this six-man tag to the expiration of time. May have two falls of it. To Embry, blocks the right hand and nails Jeff Daniels.
He's obese and fat just like she is.
Oh. Well, he's teaming up with Man in the 90s and Psycho. Embry just hauled off and nailed Jeff Daniels with a big right hand in there.
And now watch Jeff Daniels haul off and...
Yeah, watch Man in the 90s hold on to Embry there. He's holding on to him.
Well, good. That's what he needs to do.
No, that's not what he needs to do. Eric gets out of that corner. Good move from Embry to get out of there. Oh, 3-on-1 there. Good move on to just run out of there and get free. Always been told if a gang try to gang up on you, the best thing to do is just run out of there and get out of the thing. Good move from Embry.
That's all that Eric Embry and Jeff Jarrett ever do. All they do is cheat.
I don't think I agree with that. Embry tangling up with Daniels. Switching that arm, but Daniels is tagged on to Jeff Jarrett. Jeff in the ring.
You're supposed to keep the hand open. Did you see it, Corey?
Well,
you saw it.
Jeff takes Jeff Daniels, whips him into the ropes. Daniels leaps over, comes back. Jarrett with a nice hip toss. Just kind of sling Daniels across the ring. Takes him down. A good takedown.
I hate that Jeff Jarrett. He looks like a girl.
Oh, Lauren, come on.
He thinks he's hot stuff.
Well, I think he's a pretty good specimen in there, pretty good wrestler. Himself. Daniels whips Jeff into the ropes. Good shoulder from Jarrett. Leaps over, comes back, and he's set for Daniels now. Picks him up and just flips him over. Good move from Jarrett. Good clean move. That guy can wrestle. Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett cannot wrestle.
He's won Rookie of the Year awards, Lord. He's held a Southern Heavyweight title. What more do you want a guy to do in
He
that?
looks like a sissy.
Jarrett takes Man of the 90s, whips him in, catches it with a big elbow. Holds on to Man of the 90s, tags Victor Rivera. First look at Rivera in the USWA.
Oh, now where did Eric Embry and Jeff Jarrett find this one?
Look at this Victor Rivera. Isn't he some kind of quick in there? Trying to work on Man of the 90s. That's that arm. It pushes the arm of Man of the 90s. Falls down on it.
Oh, he's disgusting. How many bellies does that guy have?
Oh, Lawrence, come
He's
on.
got that Dunlap disease. His belly's Dunlapped over his pants.
Rivera. Trying to work on Man of the 90s. Rivera backs him in and whips him into the rope. Big drop kick from Rivera. Victor Rivera first look at him in the USWA, and impressive, too. Looking good.
I'm thinking about adding someone else to my domain, influencing a little bit of somebody else. Been watching everybody. The most person with the most talent, the best person with the most talent in this territory is Brian Christopher. Brian's great. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, he is a good wrestler, but he got that attitude.
He's great.
He got
Brian
that
Christopher
mouth.
is great.
Yeah, well, you two are two of a kind, I guarantee you that. You both
He's
get
the
really,
greatest.
really tall. And
You
run
can
that
beat
mouth.
anybody in that ring right now. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see.
What arm tie behind his back because he's great.
What about the man in the 90s? He's up there.
He's great too.
Yeah, with Psycho and Jeff Daniels.
Anybody who works for me is great.
He didn't look too good that time with Eric Embry. Embry went to work on him. Look at this Psycho.
Look how wide that girl's butt is.
Oh, come on, Lauren.
God almighty, she needs to go on a diet.
Talking about Dominic, who's at ringside with Psycho Man in the 90s and Jeff Daniels. And Psycho takes Embry, whips him in across the ring. Eric caught him with a big boot in there. Psycho went in after Embry. Eric tagged on to Jeff Jarrett. Jeff working Psycho over, tags Victor Rivera. And Victor tags into Embry. These guys really working together good, tagging in and out and just kind of wearing Psycho down.
Oh, this is the woman impersonator here.
Come on,
Oh,
man.
look, see him cheating.
Jarrett comes off the middle rope, takes Psycho down, whips him in. Out of clothesline and takes him down, too.
Oh, he makes me sick. He's disgusting.
Good move by Jarrett there on a nice elbow to bring Psycho over to that corner. Now, Psycho's got Rivera holding on to him. Victor's going to have to get out of there. Over on the wrong side of the ring there now. Man in the 90s going to work on him.
I will be glad when Global comes in here and takes over, because then we might get a little bit of organization around this place and get some of this trash out of here like Jeff, Jarrett, Eric, Embry.
Yeah, well, they'll have to take it over first. In order to do that, I think, like Jerry Lawler said, they're going to have to get by him first in order to take things
Oh,
over.
that can be arranged. Believe me, I can arrange that too. There's nothing that I can't do.
What about his schedule for later this week? Seth Daniels comes in off a tag from Man in the 90s and catches Rivera. Picks Rivera up and just slams him down to the mat. Daniels with a big leg. Well, that's a good move in there.
Why don't you give credit where credit's due? I mean, what are you saying? Jeff Jarrett did this, Jeff Jarrett did that. You don't say anything about when Man of the 90s is beating his brains out.
Well, he's a good wrestler, you know. Psycho had a pin cover on Rivera. He only got one out of it. Takes Rivera, whips him in. Oh! Good move from Victor Rivera. Leaps over and tags Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett in. He's clearing the ring. How about Jeff Jarrett now, Lauren Davenport?
Yeah, he's a peroxide princess. That's what I'm going to start calling him. I'm going to change his name to Janet.
We've got a ring full. Jarrett and Psycho whips Jarrett into the rope. Look at Jeff. What a great move. Takes him down. Two. He got it.
No way.
1, 2, 3. What a move in there. Slide under by Jarrett. We'll take our time. Back with more after this. There's Jeff Jarrett and Eric Embry. And Jeff, how you doing? Yeah, doing real good.
There's a lot of things going to happen this week. We got the ball game next Friday night. We got Forest City next Thursday night. But what I really want to talk about is Monday night. I'm not going to come out here and holler and scream Richard Lee and tell you what I'm going to do, because Monday night is put up or shut up time. I talked to Paz Watley last night, and Paz said he's ready. He don't care if it's boards, chains, chairs. He knows what to expect in a Moondog brawl. But the title's on the line, and we have got no excuses this week, because we got Eric Embry in our corner, and he's got a little paying back to do to you, Richard Lee, and all your stinking Moondogs.
You know, Corey, a while ago, man, I invited the Moondogs out here. But Richard Lee, you're a smart man. You know the Moondogs have met their match when Jeff and Eric's together. And Monday night at the Coliseum, man, there's been a whole lot of different guys in your opponent's corner. But you ain't never had me in anybody's corner, and it's real that plain simple. One of you Moondogs, you step 2 inches out of that ring, I'm gonna knock you back in it. And Richard Lee, you just so much says breathe wrong, man. I'm gonna take that bow tie you wear, and I'm gonna stuff it down your throat, pull your tongue out, and beat the Moondog to half to death with it.
Right, Corey, and one last thing. Not only do I want the tag titles, not only does the USWA promotion want the tag titles, but these great fans want the title, and that's what's going to happen.
All right, Jeff Jarrett, Eric Embry, and Jeff's going to be teaming up with Pistol Pass Watley to try to get those World Tag Team titles away from Richard Lee and the Moondogs with Eric Embry in their corner. That's going to be a wild one. Get ready for that. Let's take a look at the complete card coming up for Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Opening bout, Victor Rivera being against Psycho. That's going to start things off. Rivera look awful impressive here today on USWA Championship Wrestling. That'll be a good single bout. Get there on time at 8 o'clock. Bell time. It's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock bell time this Monday night at the Coliseum. Then you'll see Candyman against Jeff Daniels with Dominique at ringside. Another good single bout. Moondog Spike. I'm sure they have Richard Lee out there in this corner. Going against Tony Falk in a single bout. Eric Embry, Flamboyant Eric Embry versus the man of the 90s with Lauren Davenport in his corner. Southern Heavyweight title bout. Brian Christopher, the Southern Heavyweight champion, and he's running his mouth, and he's some kind of cocky fella. But he's tough, and this Ron Oakes is a big guy, too. He's coming in challenging Christopher for the Southern Heavyweight title. Then you'll see the World Tag Team titles at stake. Jeff was just out talking about it, along with Eric Embry in his corner. Going to be Jarrett and the Pistol Man, Pistol Paz Watley, teaming up against the Moondogs with Richard Lee in their corner for the unified World Heavyweight titles. And then, main event of the night, Jerry Lawler, Eddie Gilbert. Global title versus the USWA title, unified heavyweight title bout, title versus title. There's got to be a winner in this one. Look out. Eric Embry was talking about the Moondogs out here a little earlier, and Eddie Gilbert's been out here talking a little earlier. A lot of talk going on today. Gilbert's going to have to back it up when he steps in the ring against the King this Monday night. Remember, bell time's at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock this Monday night. School's out, and hope you'll pack the family up. Bring them all down. We'll be looking for you at 8 o'clock. Mid-South Coliseum. We've got 7 big matches. Hope to see you there. We'll be back with more here after this. Here, back with King, Jerry Long.
I just wanted to mention a couple things. I know we only got a minute or so left in the show. You know, each week on Sundays, my softball team, a bunch of good friends of mine, all the guys, call them Lawler's Kings of Memphis. We go out around the Mid-South area and we try to help raise some money for some different organizations. Tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, we're going to be down in Horn Lake, Mississippi at Horn Lake City Park for the Horn Lake Optimist Club. We're going to be playing a couple of teams down there, a big doubleheader. And there you see it right there. It's at Horn Lake City Park. They're going to have over $1,000 worth of door prizes that they were going to be giving away down there, color TVs and all sorts of stuff. So come on down there, see a couple of good ball games. We're also going to have a lot of free wrestling tickets for everybody that comes to that big ball game. That's tomorrow in Horn Lake, Mississippi. And as I said, the Kings Army, we're the Kings of Memphis, their softball team, going pretty good. We're on a pretty good hot streak. And we're not going to have any mercy on those guys down there in Horn Lake, so come on out there tomorrow. Also wanted to mention briefly about this Battle Royal Baseball that you heard about there. It's going to be coming up this coming Friday night over at Chick Stadium. Now, it starts at 5:30 in the afternoon, and then at 7 o'clock, the Memphis Chicks are going to be playing Greenville. But now, look, the special rules and stipulations of this. This is not sort of like that sissy baseball where you just tag somebody and they're out. There's some special rules in this big game. The only way you're out is if you get knocked to the ground, okay? You understand it? You can't just be tagged out. You got to be knocked down to be put out in this game. Oh. And I want to tell some of these guys, the Moondogs are all going to be playing, and Eddie Gilbert's going to be the captain of his team. Well, I usually play first base, and I don't think anybody on that team is going to be able to get past first base, because if Eddie Gilbert comes running down that way, he's going to be looking down on that Chick's field and see his teeth rolling around like a bunch of chiclets. And let me tell you this, Eddie Gilbert. Like I said before, it all boils down to Monday night. Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. There it is. There is the thing that when you go to bed at night, You don't dream about Missy Hyatt. You dream about this right here. Monday night's your chance to get it. The only thing standing between you and this is the king. So come on, pal.
Jarrett the King Lawler. We're out of time. For Dave Brown, I'm Corey Macklin. See you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoter